Tonight we head to Stanford University to cover the story of Mariah Stackhouse. At age 14, Mariah became the youngest woman to win the Georgia Women's Amateur Open in its 84-year history. Since then, Mariah has won a Pac-12 championship and helped lead Team USA to a victory at the Curtis Cup in 2014. Already in her young career, Mariah has achieved more in her sport than most people do in a lifetime. But her story is far from over. We recently hit the links with Mariah to learn more about this incredible athlete. Let's take a look.
Mariah Stackhouse, she's a junior here at Stanford. She came as a freshman and set all sorts of records her freshman year. She was a first-team All-American, first freshman to accomplish that since 1994. She went on as a sophomore, also became a first-team All-American. She is currently ranked top 20 in the country and one of the best players in the world, top 30 in the world.
When I was very little, I was a daddy's girl, and so I followed him everywhere he went. So if he left the house, he was going to have to take me with him. So that led me to the golf course, and he figured that if I was going to be around when he was playing recreationally with his friends, like why not cut me down some clubs and allow me to hit around too. So after a while, he started working with me a little bit, and he realized that I had a little bit of talent for the game. So he said, I might start working with you a lot. So I guess when I was around 5 or 6, he started taking it a little more seriously, as did I. So that's how I really got into the game. My dad is definitely one of my biggest inspirations in golf, but as for professional golfers I really look up to, it's definitely been Tiger Woods and Lorena Ochoa for me. Lorena Ochoa, I guess for a number of about 6 or 7 years, really dominated women's golf. And I remember actually getting to meet her once. They used to have a tournament called the Chick-fil-A in Atlanta, and I had clubhouse tickets, and so I was getting lunch, and she came up and she was getting her lunch right next to me. And she just took the time to talk to me, asked me who I was, if I played golf. And at that moment I was like, wow, you're the best golfer in the world and you're just an awesome person too. So that really made me really look up to her as not only an athlete, but as a person. It's been noticed that there are not a lot of African American women that play golf, especially young around my age. And so I like to do what I can a lot of the time to encourage young girls that'll come out and watch me play, and they see us and they look up to us automatically. And so I'm definitely a fan of the opportunity to encourage them and talk to them, figure out when they got started, what they like about golf, and talk to them about why I like it, kind of how much I played when I was younger, and the passion that I have for the game, and hope to inspire them to keep it up. One of the things that I love most about golf is just the environment, your ability to travel. I think unlike a lot of sports, you both compete against your competitor and you're allowed to build a friendship, because when you're out there for 4 to 5 hours with 2 or 3 other people, you know, you talk, you get to know each other, and I think that's really special about golf.
Mariah's really fun. She's a great teammate. She's always got a smile on her face. She's very supportive of the young women around her. She brings them along with her. Coming to college, I also really fell in love with the team aspect of it, because as it is individual, and I really love accountability and having to own up to everything that I do on the course, you get that opportunity for everything that you do to be part of a bigger purpose, and so that's one of the things that I love most about college golf. In 2014, we won Pac-12 for the first time in 15, 16, 17 years for this program. Winning the Pac-12s is definitely the best experience that I've had as a Stanford golfer, and I'm sure everyone that was on the team at that time too is their best experience. The Pac-12 is the most competitive golf conference for women, and so that's always one of our goals on the agenda, like nationals, conference. So we just kind of approached that week with the mindset, you know, let's just do the best we can. And that was one of the craziest finishes of all time. I think there was a 6-stroke difference going into the last 9 holes, and in golf, 4 of your 5 scores count. So we knew all we had to do was buckle down and put up some good numbers on the back 9. And I just remember making the turn, and I was the last person to come in for the team. And I looked at the scoreboard and I got this magical feeling inside of me, and I said, we're gonna win this tournament. For Mariah, what I noticed that was completely different that day was she was having a field day with it. She wasn't nervous at all. And on number 9, she was 8 under through 8 holes, and on number 9 she hit it past the hole. Really tough putt that was kind of coming downhill, somewhere between 25 and 35 feet. I mean, it was lengthy. And in that moment there was a huge crowd, and she could have easily acted like, oh yeah, I meant to make that. She never did. She threw up her hands. She was like, what? And had a blast with it.
And it was just one of those magical moments where that definitely motivated us and showed us that, you know, this is what you work for as a team, and this is how it feels to accomplish those goals. It's special because it's not individual, it's something you do together.
What Mariah's done over 2 years led us to that moment. She really has never doubted the ability in the team. She's always believed in me as a coach, setting the vision for the program, and she supported that. And I think she got the rest of her teammates to believe that, and we've seen their golf games rise because of that, so that when we had that moment to win, everyone was prepared and everyone was ready to believe that we could win in that moment. At this point in her career here at Stanford University, she's setting the bar much higher than anyone who has ever come before her in the 50 years of the program. We want to keep pushing her to get a little bit better each year, and it's really hard when you get to so close to being the best of the best, which she is. It's very difficult to push even a little further and say, well, how can I even get a little bit closer to being the best? What's scary about that, and this is what I would like to see from Mariah this year, is you can't be afraid to step outside the box a little bit. But it's hard when you're that good to experiment and see what else is out there. What you don't know, you don't know. And so for me, for Mariah this particular year, I'm hoping that she is able to, even if it's her putting or her chipping or her wedge game, learn a couple of new shots and put them into play.
I have a lot of things to work on, which is basically just accuracy, learning how to drain those putts and get in the mindset of competing over every single shot. Every shot matters, and just making sure that I'm preparing and setting myself up to do well in tournaments. So I'm excited for the spring. I'm definitely going to work really hard this off season, and those are my biggest goals. There's conference, there's regionals, and there's nationals, and I really want one of those titles.
I think she's destined for the LPGA. I think she's destined to be one of America's top players, and I think she's shown she knows how to do that at every level, the junior level, the amateur level, now the college level, and I think moving on she'll be able to do that at the professional level.